In today's tutorial, we're going to be making hair scrunchies at home. I'm going to show you all the equipment that I used to make these and how to make them step by step so you too can make cute hair scrunchies at home. I'm going to be using a sewing machine. I'm using my Singer Promise sewing machine. I've also got a piece of material. We're going to need some elastic, clips, safety pins, material scissors and a ruler. First thing we need to do is we need to prepare our material. You can use any material you like. I've just got some stripy material. I've measured my material and it is 24 inches long by 3.5 inches wide. We're also going to be using a piece of elastic and the elastic is going to be 6.5 inches long, so we need to cut that when we're ready. Taking the material, we're going to turn the material on itself so the right sides are together, and using the clips we're just going to clip it in place ready to sew it. Once the material is all clipped, we're ready to start sewing. We're going to sew right from the edge, leaving about 1/4 inch seam allowance, and we're going to sew all the way down to the bottom. Now that's all been sewn, we're just going to trim off the loose edges of thread. Next, we need to cut our piece of elastic. So we're going to cut the elastic to be 6.5 inches long. Now we need to turn the material inside out, so we're going to thread the safety pin through the material and we're going to use that to help us turn it inside out. Push the safety pin into the material and start pushing it all the way through, and your material will start turning in on itself. That's what you'll be left with. Now, it doesn't matter if it's all creased up, and actually it probably looks better if you don't iron it. Taking the elastic, we're going to now attach the safety pin to one end of the elastic, and we're now going to take the other safety pin and we're going to attach it to the other end of the elastic, and at the same time we're going to pin that to the end of the material as well. Taking the safety pin on this end, we're going to thread that now through the material and pull it all the way through till it comes out the other end. During this process you might see that material starts to ruche up, but that's what you want it to do to start to form your scrunchie. That's what we're left with when the elastic is in the centre. Now we need to take both ends of the elastic and we are going to sew them together to hold them in place. So when you release the pins, make sure you don't let go of the elastic. It also doesn't matter if the elastic gets twisted inside the scrunchie because you won't really notice. So we're going to take both ends of the elastic and we're going to place them on top of each other, and now we're just going to stitch down the centre to hold them in place. I did actually find that it's easy just to put a safety pin through one edge just to hold it in place while you pop it under the sewing machine. Once the elastic's under the sewing machine foot, then you can take out the safety pin, and we're just going to sew a straight stitch backwards and forwards down the centre. Again, now we're just going to trim off the loose threads. To close up the scrunchie, we're going to place one side of the scrunchie inside the other side. It doesn't matter which way round you do it, whichever feels most comfortable for you. We're just going to thread it all the way inside. It does make it look neater if you can line up the seams on your material as well. If you've got material that has a tendency to fray, now is the time that you could tuck it over a little bit to hide the fraying and to make it look neater once it's finished. Once you've got your material tucked inside each other and looking neat, the last thing we need to do is just sew a straight stitch straight down the middle, sewing straight through the elastic that's inside to secure the scrunchie. Once you've sewn all the way through your scrunchie material, we just need to trim off the loose bits of thread, move the material around the elastic, and your scrunchie is all completed. Hope you enjoyed my tutorial on how to make a scrunchie. Thank you very much for watching, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video.